And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld its glory. Welcome to one of our vlogs from St. Mark's Episcopal in Dalton, Georgia. I'd like to welcome everybody on Facebook and YouTube joining with us today. This is a special time of the year. This is Advent, getting preparation for the coming of Christ, both in the Feast of the Nativity and in the second coming. So this week we'd like to talk about the Incarnation, when God became flesh and dwelt among us, and to celebrate this time and what we can learn from it. It's amazing that God became flesh, tried to reveal himself to people finally in the most ultimate way by becoming human, by taking on a human body and dwelling among us. And God chose to do this not as some great ruler or whatever, as a very common person, and came flesh and experienced the human what it's like to be human, and suffered just like we did, and had sorrows and bad times and hurt just like we did, and lived among us to show us the right way to do. There's a Christian leader of the 4th century who wrote a great deal about the Incarnation, a fellow named Athanasius, who was the leader of the Coptic Christians in Alexandria, Egypt, not Virginia, Egypt, this. But Athanasius wrote quite a bit about the Incarnation, and he made points that God could have chosen any form in which to reveal himself to us, but he chose the human form, and by doing so he became intimate and in solidarity with the human experience, as I mentioned a second ago. That God, through his indwelling in the human body, made it possible for all humans to return to the image of God, and also for us to understand that the image of God is in everyone that we meet. God is in all of us, and that was represented by the Incarnation. And Athanasius continues that we are not just souls, but we are embodied spiritual beings, and our bodies matter. So we're created to connect with God and with others through our bodies. The physical world is real and an extension of God's will in this. So we have so much to learn this Advent from God, and from God choosing the human body as his form to reveal himself. First in Mary's womb, and then the human body of divine Christ Jesus. So this Advent, let's celebrate the coming of Christ and the lessons of God becoming in human form, in the miracle of the Incarnation. As Athanasius said, it was a greater miracle that God walked on earth than that God walked on water. And for this miracle, we can say, thanks be to God. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia.